Hi, my name is Lindsay Sumter. This is our final project, and today I'm going to be presenting on the best way for you to get recruited and the tools that you need as a student athlete to help you get recruited, whether it be on a Division I team, a small junior college team, or really just a chess club, anything that might help you as a student to get ahead and to get a scholarship. So again, this presentation is for COMM 6040, and this is the important steps to help you get recruited to any institution. So first and foremost, what we are looking at as coaches. So just a little background on myself. I have been an intercollegiate rodeo coach for the last almost 13 years. And so I've been very involved with the recruiting process the whole entire time. I do all the recruiting for my team. And I also do a lot of recruiting for our agriculture program at the institution that I'm at currently and working at. So what students really need to be doing and understanding is coaches look for a well-rounded person who's going to put the team in front of themselves, who's going to do a good job with the team that they've already built. So no drama, really just a team player and add to the program, and people who are very coachable and just good to have around, just really well-rounded, good people. Don't forget that you are a representative of the institution that you do choose. So whether it be on your social media, in the community, if you are at local restaurants where the institution is, do not forget that you are a representation of that coach and that program. So first and foremost, after you know what your coach is looking for, you need to know yourself. It's important. I can't stress this enough that you need to know who you are. You need to know your strengths and your weaknesses. You don't necessarily need to know exactly what you're going to be when you grow up, because obviously not very many of us even know what we're going to be when we grow up. So don't stress necessarily if you don't have a huge plan academically, but you need to know who you are and what your strengths and weaknesses are. If you know that math is not your strong suit, then you're probably not going to be a math major. So know that those things, communicate with your coach and tell them where you're at. Have an idea of what you want to study. Like I said, it doesn't have to be set in stone. When I started college, my plan was to go to law school, and that obviously didn't happen. Know the types of people that you fit well around and the types of people that you want to be with. So when I say that, you need to look at the culture of the institution that you're looking at, because you have to be a good fit for the school, but you also has to be a good fit for you, because an unhappy student does not do a program very well. You need to know your goals. You need to know yes, I want to go to college, but yes, I need a bachelor's degree 100%. Or yes, I'm going to pursue a master's program after I finish my bachelor's degree. And then you need to make sure you know your work ethic. If you're not a super motivated early in the morning, have 5 a.m. workouts, hit class, go to the gym, go straight to practice, have study sessions and all of those things. If you know that that is not going to be a good fit for you, no matter what, as much as you try, then you need to definitely know where your work ethic sits and be very communicative about how you are with your work ethic. So another important thing for a student athlete to look at is to do a lot of research on the potential program and the coaching staff that you would be involved in. So every coach has a different coaching style. How your collegiate coach is might be different than how your high school coach is. So make sure that you go and you do a lot of research. Hit up some kids on social media that are already in that program and be like, hey, what do you think about Coach Z? Is he a cool guy? Does he yell? Is he a put down and then bring you back up? Or is he a builder? All of those things. Make sure that you understand the coaching style of the coaches that you are potentially going to play for. Research and understand their expectations. Some coaches have really high expectations, and other coaches are just happy with the success in the program and maybe don't push quite as hard on a winning record. Maybe it's more of building the student athlete to transfer to university or to D1. So make sure you understand the coach's potentials and the coach's expectation. Don't go into a coaching meeting and go, oh, we go play in Louisiana. I didn't realize that. Do your research, know the programs that you're going to play, know the divisions that you're going to play, know the other teams that you're going to play. And then the other really good thing to ask as a student athlete is, how involved is the institution? How are home games? Is it a sold out crowd? Is it full? Is there gear that everybody can buy? How involved is the institution? And if that is a culture that you're interested in, then that might be a better fit for you. So next, we need to look at, what does the institution offer and what you want academically. So if you don't necessarily know what you want to study, what are the options that the institution has? If you know what you want to study, make sure that that institution has what you want to study. Do they offer your major, right? Do they have an academic coach? Not only do you need a coach on the field, but you also need a coach in the classroom. Do they have tutors? Do you have academic support staff? Do you have, is there somebody there to hold you accountable besides yourself and your parents when they send you text messages and emails? Is there somebody else on staff that's going to help you as an athlete to make sure that you're doing well with your time management and that you're doing a good job at making sure you're fulfilling your student athlete requirements? So next, when you're in the process, make your list of potential institutions that you are interested in and the places that you potentially want to study and potentially play for. So build a list of the institutions, build the list of the coaching staff at those institutions, not just head coach, assistant coach, second assistant, operations manager. Make sure you have the contact information for all of those people, because it's going to be beneficial when you do reach out to these coaches that they all know who you are. So you must build the academic requirements that are required for you for different institutions. Some places might be more challenging to get into than other institutions. Some institutions require a higher score on the SAT or the ACT. Some institutions require the prerequisites and a higher GPA. So make sure that you know, because you don't want to start communication with a coach and not have the requirements to even be able to be accepted into their institution. And then the other important thing is, when you are doing your research, go ahead and try to build a list of academic advisors, though you will use the coaches once you decide and they will point you in the right direction. It's nice to know exactly where you should potentially go on an academic advisor. So another really important thing, know some deadlines. So when is the application deadline? If the application deadline is November 15th and you decide that you want to go to that institution on December 1st and you graduate in May, you can't apply to the institution. So make sure once you build your list that you know the application deadlines for the institutions that you're interested in. Also, do they have early admissions? Do they accept late admissions? And when are the scholarship deadlines? Though we all want to go full ride scholarships, Division I, we want to be at the highest level. We're not all going to be at the highest level, right? So we need to know if there's other academic or potential scholarship applications that we can fill out with the institution. My institution, there's a scholarship deadline on April 1st, and there's a scholarship deadline on August 1st. So those are some important times for our institution at Otero College to know when the scholarship deadlines are. So when we're building our list, we have our contacts, we know the institutions that we want to contact, we know the route we're going to take, we know who the coaches are, we've done our research, we know it's going to be a good fit, we've asked a lot of questions, we want to build a YouTube video. So we want to build a YouTube video of your highlights, because this is going to be a quick way for you to get your contact and your athletic ability. If you are, say, from California and you're trying to get recruited to an institution in Utah or Colorado or Texas, this is an easy way for you to show these coaches your ability while you're playing. Though practice reels are good, it is better to show that you have the ability to play the game. So build a YouTube video that is easy to access. It's easy to upload. It's easy for them. They can watch it on their phone. They can watch it on their computer. You can watch it on a tablet as long as you have internet access. Make sure that you build a YouTube video that is easy to access. Also, don't make it too long. 3 minutes, 2.5, 3 minutes is a great amount of time. It doesn't need to be an entire game, though obviously we want to put an entire game in. If a coach asks for that, make sure that you have access to it. But a quick highlight video will get you a long ways. Make sure that your contact information, so your cell phone number, your email, and maybe your past coach, your head coach of whatever sport that you're playing, and then just make sure that it is the easiest way to contact you. Maybe some of your social media. It's totally up to you. And then you make sure that when you are sending this link out, that you send it to all the coaching staff that you potentially are interested in. So your first and second assistant coaches and your head coach. Excuse me. When you're contacting coaches, make sure you have really strong communication skills. It is so aggravating to get a phone call from a mom telling me as a coach how great her son is. And he's 18 years old and he's getting ready to go into the world, but he can't make a phone call to a coach to tell me all about him. Now, do I appreciate parents that come with on recruiting trips? Of course. Do I want parents to be part of the process? Absolutely, 100%. But do not have your parents make the initial contact for you as a student athlete. Don't have your mom write the email. Use your own personal email account, johndoe@gmail.com. Don't have an email address that says skaterboy22@gmail.com. Let's be professional here. So make sure that you write your own emails, have your mom proofread it, and then send it out yourself. When you're making phone calls, make sure to leave a message, be very clear, make sure you leave your phone number, the easiest way to get in contact with you. A big just no is to contact a coach that you want to potentially recruit you on non-business hours. Coaches are kind of 24/7. I know this because I am one, but I do not like taking phone calls or text messages unless it's an emergency, obviously, past about 8 o'clock. A lot of coaches are going to have families and they're going to be putting their families to bed. They're going to be eating dinner. Maybe they're on the road. Try to keep your communications during business hours, 8 to 5, 5 days a week. Try to stay away from weekends. If you have questions, that's fine, but really just be mindful of people's time and how valuable it is. And the other really important thing is if you're interested in a program, follow them on social media. Make sure you're up with their current events. If you didn't know that they just made the national tournament in women's basketball and you're trying to get recruited to be their next point guard and you didn't even realize that they had already made the national tournament in the last year, you're doing yourself a disservice. Know the current events for those teams and have really, really strong communication skills when you are contacting coaches. Another great tool for a student athlete to help get recruited, some really good tips, is to go to summer camps and showcases. This gives you different exposure to different coaching styles, to different institutions that will potentially be there to watch, and will give you a better skill set. You get so much networking done when you go to these camps in different states, in different institutions that you've never been to, in different regions that you never have played in. You get a different idea. You see the different abilities of different student athletes that are in your recruiting class. The networking is huge. This can help you get scholarships. Try to attend as many camps as you can. Obviously, there's a financial part of that, but I promise it will be beneficial. If your skill set is high enough, it will definitely help you to go to summer camps and showcases so that people can see you. You can get your name out there. So when we have our idea, we have our list of schools, we have our list of coaches, we have our YouTube video built. Now we're going to go ahead and schedule a campus tour or official visit. Communicate with this coaching staff to set this up. Now, if you are in the NCAA, there is guidelines to official visits. Be aware of the official visits. It's very important that you do not mess up your eligibility with taking a tour that could potentially hurt you as a student athlete. So really, really communicate with the coaches. As a walk-on, schedule your visit with the admissions office, and hopefully they talk to the coaches for you, and the coaches will know that you're there and hopefully make time to meet with you. They should know about you as a walk-on. So there is no official walk-on campus tour or any of that. So make sure that you just communicate really well with the coaches when you set up your visitation. And once you get on campus, take lots of notes. It is an overabundance amount of information when you go on a campus tour and you see everything and you kind of get all wide-eyed that you're in an institution that's going to have 18,000 students and you are going to graduate with a class of 35 in your rural community. So make sure that you don't let the wind blow your skirt up. Like, have your ducks in a row, take some notes, ask a lot of questions, and make sure that you see all aspects of campus. Go to the dorms, go to the classroom, go to the learning commons, go to all of the athletic facilities that you are going to be involved in. Make sure that there is no rock unturned, so that when you get home and you are absorbing all this information and you're regurgitating it and you're trying to make a decision on what you want to do, that you're not like, oh my gosh, I didn't even ask if they had a dorm, like how their dorms are. I didn't even look at them. Is it a 2-room suite? Is it a traditional dorm that Sally and I share a room and the bathroom's at the end of the hall? Make sure that you know all of the elements that go into the institution that you're choosing. Oh, my favorite part, how to conduct yourself. When you get on campus and you get in front of these coaches, be polite and use proper manners. It is important. Back to what a coach wants. We want somebody who's going to be a team player. We want somebody who's going to represent us well in the community. We want somebody who's going to put the team first. We want somebody that's going to work hard. We want somebody that's going to fulfill their academic duties. So make sure that when you get there, you conduct yourself in a proper manner. Know that every action that you have, if a coach comes to see you on the court or on the field, and you lose your composure and say you get a technical or you get a yellow card or a red card in soccer, know that those coaches are watching you, and know that maybe they're not there physically, but they're watching you online. They're going to see your behavior and they're going to judge your behavior with the way that you act. It is important that we hold ourselves accountable to our actions, and that you know that everything that you do as that level of a student athlete is you are going to be looked at. I think that appearance is very important. If you look good, you feel good. Always try your best to look as professional as possible. Obviously, in athletics, it changes a little bit on the way that you dress, but always try to at least put yourself together well, be clean, and all of these things. Be a positive role model for a younger generation. Prove to your coaches that you are willing to do community service. Show them some community service that you've done. Maybe you've helped with youth camps at home, or maybe you have donated your time at the library. Make sure that you are modeling yourself so that younger generations will look up to you as a student, as a collegiate student athlete. Give back to the community just goes hand in hand with really just being a role model for that younger generation. Be super motivated, be positive, and have goals. Express those goals to your coach. Be a positive person to be around. Always have a smile on your face. I know it's challenging, but it is important that you conduct yourself in a manner that you want people to gravitate towards you. So if you're frumpy and you've got your arms crossed and you're mad the whole entire tour that you are around these new coaches that are trying to sell you this institution or trying to sell you their program, and you're just kind of scowling and all these things, they're going to read your behavior. It's part of being a coach. If you can be shy and you can be all of these things, but try to just be a positive person and be motivated and prove to those coaches that you want to be there. It does not matter if it's a $500 book scholarship. It does not matter if it is a full ride scholarship. It does not matter if it is a $100 visitation scholarship. It is an opportunity that is being extended to you to help you to better yourself with an education. Send a thank you letter. Send a thank you text. Send some sort of thank you email. Thank you for your time. I appreciate your time. Once I make a decision, I will let you know as soon as possible. Weigh out your options. Obviously, every institution that you're going to go to might not be your place. It might not be your fit, but you need to do your best to make sure that you weigh out all your options and be sure that the institution that you do choose, you are going to thrive at as a student athlete. Make sure that it's what you want academically, and make sure that it's going to fulfill what you need as a person, as a whole, to make the whole package happy. Another little tricky tidbit for a student athlete who's looking to be recruited is be mindful of your social media. It is being looked at. It is being monitored. If you think it's not, you are wrong. Every coach will vet their students. When I say vet, that means they're going to go through their social media that are to see the kind of kid. If you're walking around and you have videos and pictures at parties and you have your vape pen and your red Solo cup, they're probably going to pass on you. 90% of, no, maybe not 90, 50% of the time, if you're carrying around a Solo cup, it could be sweet tea from the barbecue, yes, but most of the time it's going to be some sort of alcoholic beverage, especially with underage drinking. And it is a negative connotation towards yourself if there's a picture with that in it. Make sure that your social media is very politically correct. Make sure it's very PG, and make sure it only has the best positive aura about it. Be very mindful of your social media. It can make or break you. It can be a little daunting going through the recruiting process as a student athlete. You have coaches pulling on you from different directions, or your parents telling you to do one thing and your heart's telling you to do another, or your head coaches from your high school team is telling you to do one thing, or your junior college team is telling you where you should transfer, and they're pushing their favorite institutions on top of that. Don't get discouraged and stay just moving forward. If your top choice doesn't give you the offer that you want, that's okay. Rebuild. Look at the whole picture. Follow the process. Look for all the opportunities that you have been given and find the best one for you. There is a good part in all offers. Maybe what's best for you academically is the offer that you might have to pay the most financially. You might have to take a student loan. You might have to take out all of the extra scholarships that you got that you were maybe going to save for your last year when you were trying to finish your program, when you were trying to finish your degree, and then now you're going to have to use them. All of these things are very important. There's a plan, and it's okay. Stay positive, stay moving forward, stay looking towards the future, because this is what the ultimate goal is. Find the best place that's going to fit you as a person, academically, and I say physically, in whatever physical sport that you are doing. Be very, very thankful. Coaches don't have to give you an opportunity. Scholarships, whether it's, like I said, $100 or $55,000, because you're going to a private institution on the East Coast that is, an astronomical amount of money to go to school at, the Ivy Leagues, whatever it is. All of these people have extended an opportunity to you. Be very, very thankful to every single coach that offered you a scholarship, because maybe in the future that coach will be at a different institution, and maybe you're not happy in the current institution that you're at, and you might be able to transfer. So you want to make sure that you keep a positive light on yourself, even though you do not take that scholarship opportunity at that institution, that you keep everything in a positive manner and be extremely, extremely thankful. I always say that coaches are extending an opportunity for you to get an education. We can't guarantee national titles as student athletes. it's almost impossible that you can say 100%, I'm going to guarantee you a national title. All of the elements combined, that might not happen. It might happen. That would be amazing, right? But it might not happen. But what a coach is always offering you is an opportunity to get an education. And education is one thing that nobody can ever take away from you. You can go to jail, you're still going to have a bachelor's degree or an associate's degree or a certification in welding. It doesn't matter what. Education is something that is yours, that is inside you, that nobody can ever take away from you. And if you look at education as an opportunity, it will change your mindset about all of these collegiate athletes or all of these collegiate coaches that are extending you an opportunity to play. So be very, very thankful for the opportunity that all of these people have given you. So I really hope that everyone who watches this video understands that there's so many different elements that can help you as a student athlete to potentially get a scholarship, whether it's, like I said, a junior college, Division I, Division II, NAIA, whatever it is. These little tips will help you immensely to get the fullest benefit that you can from any institution that might offer you a scholarship. So remember, be extremely thankful for the opportunity of an education, because there's not a lot of people that get that opportunity. And I appreciate you for watching, and I hope you have a great day.